Welcome back to Studio 10.
SEC football is just around the corner, and to get you ready for the new season, you can brush up on some of the Crimson Tide's most important and best games. Tommy Hicks has written a new book called Glory Days, Memorable Games in Alabama Football History. We have it right here. This is a look at some of the Crimson Tide's biggest games over the past 47 years. Tommy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Appreciate being here.
All right, so this looks like a fantastic book. We were talking all during the commercial break about what went into this. Share the folks the love and the passion you have for Alabama football that went into researching and putting this book together.
Well, the fun part, the most enjoyable part for me was talking to players, coaches. We talked to fans. We talked to members of the media, people that were like managers for the football teams. Lots of people to get different perspectives of games. Now, these are games in here that a lot of Alabama fans are going to recognize immediately. 79 Sugar Bowl, the goal line stand, the blackout game in 08 against Georgia, the recent championship games. They're going to know all that, but the fun part for me was interviewing these people about those games and their impression of what happened. And you get a lot of different views from guys on the field, guys in the stands talking about it. So it was fun. It's interesting. That was the most fun for me, is to sit there and listen to them tell their stories and then try and relate them here in the book.
Well, and everybody has their stories, and there are so many great games, as you mentioned, to talk about in here. I've had the thrill of being at 4 of the games mentioned in this book because Alabama football is alive and strong right now, but it's always been a rich history. Just tell me why you think the history of Alabama football kind of sets itself apart from some of the other colleges and universities.
Well, because of the fan base,
yeah.
I think that's the main thing, and that's really who you write these books for. You're not writing them for the players as much as the people who go to the games and follow the team, and certainly the Alabama fan base is very loyal and very livid about their Alabama team.
They sure are. And speaking of that, did you find yourself having more fun talking to some of the fans and stuff, or was it more interesting hearing the players' perspective on these games when you research it? Or was it a little bit of both?
It was a little both, but you know what? The fan stories were the better stories to me. I mean,
yeah.
One guy talked about it, the Van Tiffen kick in '85 to beat Auburn. He said that he doesn't recall this, but his wife tells him that the man next to him kissed him full on the lips. He said, I don't remember that, but my wife says it happened, so it must have.
Great moments in Alabama football history. Now, I know with another season looming, Tide is predicted to be #1 in all the polls right now, so everybody's excited. They're going to want to pick this up and give this a read before the season starts. How can they get a copy of this book, Tommy?
You can get it at Barnes & Noble, Books A Million stores here in the area. Amazon.com is also available. You can order it right there. Hopefully I'll have some book signings pretty soon. They could come out and meet, and I'll be happy to sign as many as they want.
And one last thing I want to mention before we go here is this is really cool, too, that you do have a foreword by the late Mal Moore. Talk to us about how that came to fruition.
Mal Moore was the most genuine person, one of the most genuine people I've ever known. And he was always happy to talk about Alabama football and anything with Alabama athletics, so I got to know him a little bit. And I asked him if he would do it, and he agreed immediately. That's the kind of guy he was, as you know.
Yeah.
And so I asked him to do this, and in retrospect, really, really proud and happy that he did so.
Yeah, fantastic way to start off the book with a foreword by Mal Moore. Tommy Hicks's Glory Days, Memorable Games in Alabama Football History. You can pick it up now. All those ways we mentioned to get the copy, we'll have that on our website as well, so go check that out. I guess we got to say Roll Tide at the end here?
Oh, come on. You know, I can't do that. I'm in the media. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
But get the book, and it says it in there.
There you go. There you go. Lots of Roll Tide within the book.